You are listening to Fettuccini Fiasco, Book 3 of the Jade Sommer Series. Written by Nicolette Pierce. Copyright 2021. Audio copyright 2025 by Pierced Heart Publishing. Digitally narrated with full cast of voices. Chapter 8. It was 8 in the morning, and I was on watch duty. Almost everyone was awake or starting to stir. Mom kissed the top of my head as she passed by my station at the living room window.
Did you sleep at all?
I shook my head.
Ross spoke with Logan last night about Lily. She will be his priority. The entire family will gladly step away from the restaurant to save her, so there should be no reason for Carlo to hurt her.
Just by being with him, he's hurting her.
She's a strong girl. Let's pray for the best.
Praying wasn't enough. I still had one Hail Mary play, and I was going to take it. Either I was going to fix everything or go down in flames with it. I just had to make sure that I didn't put Lily in more jeopardy. Mom gave me another kiss on the top of the head and then walked to the kitchen where Aunt Dot was cooking. Her culinary frenzy had started an hour ago. The smells were delicious, but I didn't dare eat. The way my stomach felt, no food would stay put for long. Lan appeared. He shoved his dark hair into a low ponytail and grimaced at me. I wondered if he was going to yell at me for his sister being taken hostage. But instead, he said,
"If it makes you feel any better, I don't blame you for this. I know what it's like to find yourself in a shit avalanche. You think you can handle it, and then the world caves in on you. It sucks. But you got an awesome family to back you."
"Thank you. I appreciate it. But I promise to get Lily back."
"If anyone can, it's you and Nana. But count me in to help. I haven't been a great brother to Lily. Maybe I can change that."
He turned and strolled to the kitchen. Having everyone's support felt good, but I wasn't about to put them in further danger. Instead, I slipped my phone out of my pocket and texted Nash. "See you in an hour." If I couldn't reason with Carlo, I'd try Vito. I stood in front of the diner and waited for Nash. I wasn't sure why I wanted him with me, other than that he might talk me out of confronting Vito. But Nash had an in with the diner staff. They knew him and might let their guard down if I was seen as a friend of his. It was a long shot, but I wasn't going back to Nana's until I had a crumb of good news. It had been nearly impossible to get out of Nana's condo to make the trek over here. With Nana's rules in place, everyone had to be accounted for, everyone tracked. So I left my phone at my apartment under the guise of packing for an extended stay at Nana's. And since we were now ordered to use the buddy system to travel, Mila came along and was at the apartment with my phone. She was the only one who knew my plan, and while I could tell that she might not be 100% on board, she also didn't stop me. Instead, she pulled me into a hug and said, "Good luck." That was about as much as she had said in a 16-hour time span, not even a comment after she choked down Nana's thick bargain coffee this morning. Something strange was going on with Mila, and if I didn't have so many other fires to put out, I'd worry about her. But she was alive and safe, and that was all that mattered at the moment. However, when this was over, and if we were still alive, I'd coax her secrets from her.
"Hey,"
Nash said as he walked down the sidewalk, his long strides quickly closing the distance between us. "Hey yourself," I said, glad to see a friendly face.
I have to say I'm surprised you wanted to meet up.
His blue-eyed gaze locked on me as he took in my bruises and claw marks.
Were you in an accident?
Not quite, but these marks are one of the reasons I'm here. How are you and Avery? I meant to check in with you sooner, but life got away from me.
Me and Avery?
Yes, I said and then paused. You still work with her, right?
No, I haven't worked there for a few weeks now. She hasn't been the same since the night of the fire.
getting lit on fire by an angry employee would make anyone change.
It's different than just the fire. It's creepier. I can't explain it. But if I believed in the supernatural, I'd think she was possessed.
You're kidding. He shook his head.
No, I'm serious. I'm surprised Logan hasn't told you about it.
Logan? Was Avery the reason he had been busy? Let's grab a table, I said. Tell me everything. He opened the door for me.
Not much to tell. Something in her mind snapped that night.
He waved at the server as we seated ourselves at a booth. I casually scanned the diner, eyeing Vito Scarcella in his back corner booth. Two men stood next to the table as they spoke to Vito in hushed tones.
Avery closed the restaurant almost as soon as she got out of the hospital.
But she was so proud of the restaurant, and it was a success.
That's what I'm telling you. She's not in her right mind. She would have never shut down the restaurant.
And she's been talking to Logan?
Not talking so much as stalking. The last time I spoke to her, she had every intention of getting him back. And the way she spoke, I was afraid for Logan's life.
I sat back in the booth, slack-jawed. Did you warn him? Nash nodded.
I'm not sure if he believed me at first, but I have a feeling he knows how unhinged she is.
Why? Did something happen?
When I went to clean out my locker at the restaurant, I stopped by her office. She wasn't there, but hundreds of pictures of Logan and her were taped to the wall. She used her bridal magazines and cut them up to make it look like she was wearing a veil or he was wearing a tuxedo. Quite a few were written on with Mr. and Mrs. Logan Ward. I snapped a pic and sent it to him. He replied saying he knew and was dealing with it. But what I want to know is why he hasn't said anything to you.
I sighed. We haven't been talking. Nash eyed me.
Why? I thought you two would have eloped by now.
A server stopped by the table and winked at Nash.
Hey, Nash. Nice to see your handsome face.
Nash smiled at the server.
Always nice to see you, Autumn. I'll have my usual, Jade.
The usual sounds good, I said, not bothering with the menu. I wasn't here for food anyway, and I was getting sidetracked by Avery and now Autumn. Once the server sashayed away, Nash returned his attention to me.
So?
He questioned. So?
Are you going to tell me why you're not speaking to Logan?
Actually, it's complicated. I need to speak to Vito. Nash paused.
Vito? The guy in the back corner booth with armed security detail?
I nodded. I'm in way over my head. I need his help. Nash raised a brow.
I've been here enough to know Vito doesn't give his help to anyone unless there is something in it for him.
What could I give Vito that would make him stop his grandson? I had prize winnings, but that was probably chump change to him. What else? Possibly the restaurant, but his grandson already had that. Have you heard him complain about anything? I asked.
Vito?
I nodded. Maybe he needs something that I can provide. I could swap him.
Unless you're willing to be a mule for him, probably not.
Nothing illegal, but I could do an ad campaign for him. Nash snorted.
An ad campaign for this diner? The last thing he needs is for more people to come here.
I'm grasping for things, I said.
Tell me what's going on. Maybe I can help.
It was worth a shot. It wasn't like Nash could make the situation worse. And he did help when we dealt with the penny pyro. I'll tell you, but you have to promise not to get the police involved.
Promise.
Long version or short version?
Better be the long version. We still don't have our food.
He smirked, making me feel a little better. I rehashed the story and tried to speed through from beginning to end. By the time I got through it, Autumn returned with 2 plates of eggs, toast, hash browns, and a side cinnamon roll. "This is your usual?" I asked, thinking for a chef. This was rather mundane.
I like simple. The cinnamon roll is to die for.
He paused.
Sorry, I didn't mean to say die.
I waved off his concern and picked up my fork. The food looked and smelled good, but my stomach wasn't up for it. I picked around and ate a little.
Now that you told me what's going on, I understand wanting to talk to Vito, but I don't think you should.
Why?
He doesn't give a damn about what happens outside this diner.
But his grandson took Lily hostage. It could become Vito's problem eventually.
Vito's problem management is to go nuclear. He wouldn't slap his grandson's hand and tell him to behave. Carlo, Lily, and everyone tied to the restaurant would find themselves in an unfortunate accident that would wipe out the entire problem at once. That is how Vito handles a problem. Collateral damage isn't just expected, it's a promise.
He would kill his grandson?
Why do you think Carlo doesn't work for Vito at the diner?
I shrugged.
Carlo was already kicked out of here. That was his first and only warning. Vito doesn't give warnings to just anyone.
I leaned back. What do I do?
You said Logan might be working to get Lily from Carlo. Why not wait for him?
And have him die? It's my fault this spiraled out of control, and Logan was already stuffed into a trunk by a maniac. What if this time it's not just a trunk? What if he dies? What if Lily dies? The least I can do is try to swap Lily out. Nash frowned.
And put yourself in danger?
I've survived this long.
Barely. Look at yourself. Beyond the bruising and scratches, it looks like you haven't had a decent meal in weeks.
I can't eat when my stomach is in knots, and always being called into a match doesn't help with that. I let my fork clatter to the plate. I thought I could at least get through the fights until the company got bored with me and found someone else.
They don't get bored.
They don't? He shook his head.
No, because there are always ways of manipulating people, and that means more entertainment for them. If they truly get bored, do you think they'd let you walk away?
What if they made a promise?
Did they make a promise?
Not to me, but to the woman who made these claw marks. She said she had to win or they'd kill her daughter, and I haven't seen her since.
I hope for her sake that they kept their word. But if you are asking my opinion if they are trustworthy, then no.
You seem to know a lot about them.
I hear things.
In the diner?
Mostly.
Where else? He shrugged.
You just hear things.
I wasn't sure what to make of Nash. I trusted him, and yet he seemed like he knew insider information. In fact, I wondered if he'd ever been to the 411. When I go to the matches, I ask around to find out who is in the loft, I said. I think they might be my ticket out of the ring.
Have you seen anyone?
There is a soft glow coming from up there, and I've seen shadowed faces peering down. I assume it's the VIP section, but maybe that's where they keep the money.
It's possible Vito keeps his money in a locked freezer.
Nash took a bite of his cinnamon roll. Did he admit that he knew the insides of the diner? I eyed him as I picked up my glass of water and drank from it. Could he be another grandson? Nash was blue-eyed, dark-haired, and tall. I glanced over at Vito. I couldn't tell his height or his eye color, and his hair was gray. No, Nash wasn't some mob family member. I was letting my imagination run away. Still. How did he know about the freezer? Did I dare ask him? I placed the glass down. Your last name is Sutton, right? I asked.
Yes, why?
I supposed he could still be a member of the Scarcella family, or possibly one of the other families. It didn't add up. If he was part of the company, he wouldn't be a chef, and if he was, he'd have enough money for his own restaurant. I shook my head. Nothing. I had to get a grip. Not everyone was in the company.
Still thinking about talking to Vito?
Part of me wanted to. But what if I made things worse? I was too chicken to find out. Lily's life was at stake. No, I said. I'll wait to see if Logan gets Lily back. Carlo can have the restaurant.
That's probably for the best. Anyway, you can buy your family another restaurant with your prize money.
I had a lot in prize money, but I never told him that. Did he assume it? Or did he know something?
And there's a slightly used bistro coming on the market soon. It can be a fresh start for your family.
At Avery's place? No. There was no way I was going into Avery's territory. But you should buy it.
I was thinking about it, just need a little more capital.
You can take my place in the ring. I bet you could win a few matches.
That is one place I wouldn't want to be.
He held up his hands, wiggling his fingers.
These babies are my money maker. Have you seen how fast I can chop?
I have seen you at work. Very impressive. He smirked.
If you weren't in love with Logan, I'd show you my other impressive skills.
I smiled, but it felt flat. Nash was a great guy, but not my guy. I better go. I pulled out cash from my pocket, but he waved it away.
My treat. Just stay safe. Let Logan and the police deal with Carlo.
I nodded. Thank you. Sliding out of the booth, I peeked over at Vito as he raised his gaze to me. I stood, locked in my spot. He gestured for me to come over. It was not a suggestion, but an order. I guessed I was talking to Vito after all.